Yeah.
This is life.
Yeah.
And if I were to rely on, as best as possible, the simplicity of it,
Yeah.
let me take the journey of crossing the sea, of being on a boat for 15 days or 2 months, experience what it is like to be in the transporting myself from here to there.
Yeah.
Let me experience all that.
Yeah.
Let me not jump. No.
Right.
Chill out. Be with nature. Be with the water. Be with the sunsets.
Well, okay, everybody.
Well, hang on.
Okay.
And go ahead and start.
Well, okay. I'm crippled.
Hey, guys. I'm Titus. This is Shaleesa. Welcome to the podcast.
So, what are we talking about today?
Well, you got to watch a video about...
Yeah, we're going to discuss this really interesting TED Talk by a professor in the Netherlands. His name is Kees Klomp. That's the Americanized way to say his name.
You know how it's spelled?
Kees, and then last name is Klomp.
So it could be pronounced Key Klomp.
Don't butcher.
I don't know.
He was a genius, Sorry, sir. But he is professor of economics somewhere in the Netherlands at a university there.
Okay.
And he gave this really interesting TED Talk about using ecology as the foundation for building a new economy.
Using ecology as the foundation for building a new economy.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah. Professor Klomp, he starts out this conversation with like some really like startling things. He said, he goes, we're in this prison of commodities. He says everyone sitting in the audience through the lens of capitalism is just sitting wallets. He said, what else does he say that was just like, whoa, oh, the economy is the source of every single crisis on the planet. Like he says a lot of things that are like, whoa. Yeah, like, you know, we all know this stuff, but like to hear someone who studies the economy and like has this idea for building a new one, like start out with that was like pretty startling.
Well, I think from what his overall theme was, ecology, using ecology as the reference point for a shift and change. Using the way that the natural world works, the way the natural world exists as almost a mirror, as a template, right? Yeah,
he says something really interesting about using symbiosis and symbiotic relationships and cooperation rather than competition as like one of the pillars of the way forward, I think, because the current economy is based off of like companies competing against each other. It's like a fight for the most profit. It's a fight for, you know, the public's trust for their particular company. They're like in this battle back and forth, but that's completely antithetical to like the nature of nature, you know? Nature doesn't
compete, it collaborates.
Yeah, it even says, you know, for human beings, we have to look at the fact that if bees go extinct, so do we. So our lives are completely dependent upon the bees thriving.
Yeah, I think we also seem to have this the distancing from the value of humanity or nature as it intrinsically is.
Yeah.
Like we've taken the value of money, the value of humans, and put into money, and not just humans being valuable by themselves.
Yeah, that's so true.
Human capital.
Yeah.
Human energy. Humans being the point of reference for money.
Yeah, I think that's kind of one of the concepts within Marxism. The value of commodities comes from human labor. I think is what the concept of Marxism says. Like that's where the numerical price comes from. Is like how much labor it takes to make a thing, rather than the value of the use of the thing to a human. If you know what I mean. Like it's not based off of how useful it is to human beings. It's based off of how much labor it took.
Was put into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not even looking at like value it through the context of how useful it is or how beneficial it is to human life.
Right.
It's just all based off of like human labor.
I mean, I think he mentioned the word life as the reference point is not money. Like if we're using life and the life effort as the point of reference for value, it shifts entirely how we think about economy.
Yeah, because right now, like the way capitalism stands is we don't look at life at all. Like, because capitalism kills people.
Again, we're all wallets. I'm not a person who can do a service. I'm money.
Yeah, you're literally not a human under capitalism.
When I think about even how taxes work, the government sees me only if I give them money back. That's it. There's no other point of reference for me to them except he pays taxes. He pays money. He made money. He gives money back. He exists.
That's the value of your life. The value of your life to the government is your tax. Your tax funds. That's it. They don't see full human or anything like that. So that's how the system works, is your life is not important or is not even like a factor within the equation. It's about the labor that you provide to create a thing. That's the current system that we live in. So as we're thinking about how to live a more nature-focused life, which includes building a more nature-focused economic system, I kind of want to brainstorm like what it would look like to like build this. Like, how would we be interacting with each other or with business, or what would be like the ideal ecological economy? Like, I kind of picture the grocery store not really existing. Like, it's all gardens, and then every time
markets again.
Like we go to someone's garden, they grow really great, I don't know, pear trees or something. And every time I select a pear, I have to like give a seed or something. Like, it's because the earth operates in reciprocity and like we were talking about symbiosis and cooperation. So every time I take something, I have to give something, which is kind of transactional. But it's also reciprocal.
And there's also the consideration of the expansion and contraction of life. There is a cycle, a system of symbiosis that has to exist. So I'm gonna have to give something. Nothing in life is free. Nothing in life is free. But what is being given and why?
Well, it's like whatever I give back is gonna support life. Like, that's the kind of the point of what Mr. Klomp was talking about and what we were just talking about. The whole point is to center life rather than center profit.
So I guess on that topic, on that flow of giving back whatever I may have done, even giving time could be a thing, to a skill, to a task. But you said seed, because if I give, for instance, pear seeds or grape seeds, if you don't do grape seeds, if you don't do grapes, that wasn't gonna help you at all. I can give you beans. For food. For life. I can give you rice. I can give you grains. I can give you tools that I made with my hands. So something that I put my skill and my hands and my energy into. That is a direct reflection of my ability.
And like I've talked about my time when I volunteered at a farm before, and that was kind of a little bit the infrastructure of the farm, is that he had the main farmer had these tiny homes for people to live in, and their contribution to the farm was to be a farmhand, work, garden, milk cows, make cheese, and they got to stay on the farm in these tiny homes free of charge.
The connection between the human and the next level, the connection between me and my livelihood is close. It's closer. Nowadays we do so much work that takes us from our life and from connecting to the person who's going to experience it. But I now know when I do this, the person in my neighborhood is going to get benefit, not someone in Asia or Africa or some other place.
It's very localized.
It's very localized.
And that was that person's contribution too. He didn't have to like give money or like take money or anything. He gave his labor and received like somewhere to stay and free food.
Because it benefited the village. If our work benefits the village, then it works. It works.
So I don't know, that's one way I think, just like giving your labor in exchange for like, things you need to sustain your life.
Labor exchange.
That's like one layer of like a new economy. So, but what about like goods and services that we still need? Like, do we still want to be using money at all? Is it like Bitcoin is the new currency? Like, we come up with this new digitized currency system, because not everybody wants to live like fully off grid. Like, I still would want like internet and trash pickup and, like the conveniences of life. So what's the exchange there if it's an ecologically based financial system?
What end goal could exist that we can be in that would reflect the ecology for us with technology and with cars? Because cars, I mean, just the concept of cars aren't made. I don't know my car maker, the guy who whipped tires of my car.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. Where I know the person who did that.
Yeah.
These mics, this gong was made. The gong, the Vietnamese gong. Where was that made? Vietnam.
Yeah, Vietnam. Yeah, and so what you're getting at is like decentralizing this globalized system. And
we have to.
Coming back
to truly live in an ecologically centered way. I can't be relying on what's happening in California or in Texas or in New York. I have to rely on what's happening right now. For my energy and my labor to be felt and to be received and to be seen and celebrated where I am.
But I think we're kind of in the middle of, like, I see businesses trying to do this, but also like stay sustained within capitalism too. Like they're trying to make tiny change. Like I know Patagonia did this, where they basically admitted they were part of the problem. They were part of this ecological crisis with the different types of dyes they were using in the coats and things like that. And so the CEO stepped down and they made this commitment to the earth basically to do the best business they could to support the ecology of the earth. So they're making these changes and like editing their values and things like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So we see people doing this, or businesses trying at least.
Doing it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very slow, very methodical, very tedious process.
Yeah, because we have so much access to everything. Everything is in our hand.
Yeah.
And we know that now. Like, we know that we can get something within an hour or a day. We know that. Like it's not unavailable to us anymore. So how do we either step back from that or slow down from that? And again, value, can I still survive and be well and be happy, not getting it in a day?
Yeah.
Can I still be okay? Yeah. Is what I have around me enough to still be successful and grounded and happy and fulfilled? And as I wait a day or two further, for the guy in town to make it.
Yeah, that's a good. That kind of leads us to the next question about how, and he was alluding to it too in the video, that like everything is about commodity. Like the perspective we view life through now is about commodification. Commodification
and the word microwaves and things happening quickly and easily.
Oh, instant gratification.
Gratification.
Yeah. Yeah. The influence of social media does this. Like we just want that instant access to everything. We love the little red dot to pop up. And, and we immediately want to check on things.
Respond and be there.
Attention spans are like, you get 2 seconds. Yeah.
0.2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. So, but because of that, we're used to, like the newest iPhone. And if you don't have the newest iPhone,
who are you?
Yeah, you're ancient, you're old, you're like dried up or whatever.
iPhone 12, iPhone 11 Pro.
I don't even know which iPhone we're
11
Pro. Yeah, and like we don't just view goods, services, commodities like that. We're viewing people like that now. Like if someone sees like the slightest flaw in you, the slightest insecurity, the slightest whatever in you, it's like, well, they're just dismissed. Like I'm just gonna, pretend that like they're worthless. Basically, they have no value.
If there's some imperfection in who they are, then they're minimized and put aside.
It's the same as like you go to the store, there's one apple in the bag that's bruised, so the whole bag is just like worthless.
I had a thought today actually about my friendships, the friendships that I have, the people in my life who are close to me who see my flaws and don't dismiss me because of the flaws. Like friendships, people in your life who don't let your flaws become your definition.
Yeah.
They see them and they don't celebrate them. They support you through them.
Yeah.
That's ecology.
Yes. It's exactly
ecology.
It. Yeah. And so because of the influence of society, we're starting to view people as these goods, services, commodities,
products,
things like that. Just, things that have no value, even though we're humans. We know we have value.
We are material beings, not human beings.
Through the lens of capitalism, Let's pause and take a deep inhale through the nose, holding it at the top of the head, and let it out with a long, loud sigh. As most of you know, I'm a sound healer, and I love to create sacred space to help people reclaim their right to rest through the power of a sound bath journey. Sound baths with me are a sacred space where we explore the connection between nature and sound by honoring the indigenous people, connecting to the earth elements, and restoring the sacred connection between humanity and Mother Earth. All of my sound baths include relaxing breath work, quartz crystal alchemy singing bowls, powerful solar flare gong frequencies, and of course, sacred Native American flute playing. So if you're interested in being immersed in a soothing, relaxing, healing sound bath experience with me, please consider coming to a sound bath with me this month. There will be links to register down in our description box, and let's jump back into the podcast. So, is this idea that like humans are now commodities, like he was saying, we're all just wallets, is that so ingrained in us that even if we tried to build a new system, that we would just kind of recreate capitalism 2.0 because we haven't really like released that belief system from our identities, I don't think. You know what I'm trying to say?
It would need to be a purge.
Yeah.
Like an inner spiritual, mental, energetic purge.
I think because like it's so universal that human beings just are like, oh, I hate that person because of like this one thing. I don't want to deal with them anymore. Mm-hmm. You know, like it's just over. Mm-hmm. So, like, do you think this should, like, what do we do if we want to build?
I don't think that it's going to become a way that we can recreate anything at all.
Yeah.
I think that we're going to have to just take consistent assessments of where we are, what we're doing, and then consistently add layers of awareness, add layers of perspective, add layers of compassion, add layers of community, add layers of the things that are not material based, and try our best to still keep the material, because material maybe even become less material shit. I mean,
I think, I don't know, most likely the people who would be recreating a new system to some level would be politicians, people within the political system. Human beings not in the system also have a lot of power too. Like I think there's a way that both can kind of be recreating at the same time. But it's almost like I only want healed people as like policy workers or policy writers or politicians moving forward.
People who see the biggest picture.
Yeah.
And see the value of the earth and people.
Well, it's like, who has morals? Because, you know, like politicians just don't anymore, right? No. Like, that's what I want to see is like, who has morals, who has depth, who understands the human condition. Those are the people I want working on like the quote unquote new economy. Because of what we're talking about. We're so wired and programmed to just look at each other as like these reusable, disposable things.
What can I get from you?
Yeah. How do you serve me? And if you're slightly flawed, then sorry, I have to go. Like, who can see beyond that?
I guess that would also have to become a shift in what are we creating for life?
Yeah.
Where a lot of our jobs often even, like I have a lot of friends who live in Huntsville, and for those who live in Huntsville, we know where it's a city of engineers. City of engineers who work on the arsenal.
Yeah.
Who either actually contact or by way of systems connect with things that are army based.
Yeah.
Like most of this city in Huntsville is based on creating things for war. What the fuck? Like, and I mean, I'm not per se against war per se fully, because I know that happens, but still, if an economy of ecology exists, would war exist?
Thank you guys for listening to the first part of today's episode. If you'd like to listen to the rest, please head over to patreon.com/whenpeopleawaken to access the full audio, video, meditations, and a few other fun ways you can interact with us. You can also just click the link down in our description box, and we will catch you guys in the next episode. Bye.